Hi guys, hope you're doing well. I miss you. Today we're going to be making a mask, and this is inspired by Senegalese people who are from Senegal, country in West Africa. And you can learn about these people in the Google Doc that I provided for you in Flipgrid. And on there you'll see a Senegalese wood mask and also some videos of how they actually took a piece of wood from a tree, cut it down and carved it out to make a mask. So it's really pretty neat. We're going to be making ours out of cardboard and painting it and adding some fun details to the mask. You could also look on your Flipgrid and under the Google Doc and check out some read aloud books. I put in there a couple read alouds that are about folk tales regarding African masks, which is really cool. So take a minute, check them out. I hope you enjoy them and have fun making your mask. So let's get started. Have a great day. See you guys.
To begin, you'll need a large drawing piece of paper, pencil, eraser, and a black Sharpie marker. You will begin by drawing your mask. You will need to brainstorm ideas. Masks are an important part of traditional rituals. Ask yourself these questions to generate ideas. What kind of ceremony will your mask be used for? Coming of age, harvest, funeral, another event? Ask yourself, what type of mask will it be? A helmet or a hat? What story will your mask tell? What materials will you use? Once you know these things, then sketch out your idea and outline it in Sharpie marker. Your drawing will be used as a pattern. You will need to find an old box or piece of cardboard. Cut it apart. Make sure it's large enough to fit your drawing. Once you have your box, then you'll need to start cutting out your pattern piece. To do this, lay your pattern piece on the cardboard and trace around it with a Sharpie marker and then cut it out. Once you have the overall shape cut out, set it aside. Now you'll be working on individual pieces. These smaller pieces act like a sculptural relief. A sculptural relief is an area that projects from the background. The facial features will be my sculptural relief, like the nose, eyes, and mouth. I will outline these on the piece of cardboard and then cut them out separately. You can also think about decorative shapes that will add interest to your mask. I chose to make a series of ovals that repeat to create a unique shape on top of my head for my mask. Once your pattern pieces are cut out, gather materials to glue it together like Elmer's glue, a sponge brush. I took some Elmer's glue and poured it in an old lid. Then I took a sponge brush and I dipped it in the glue and applied it to the back of my cardboard piece. Once I have it coated in glue, then I put it on my overall shape and glued down the head. Then I work on each individual piece and attaching those with the Elmer's glue. Once I have all the pieces glued together, then I'm going to find a heavy weight and place it on top of my cardboard mask to weigh it down and let it dry overnight. You can embellish your mask with raffia or yarn. In order to tie it to the mask, you need to create some holes. I'm using a single hole punch to create holes around the outer edge of my mask. A helpful hint is not to make the holes too close to the edge or too close to each other. This will prevent any tearing in the cardboard when you attach the raffia or your yarn. Once your cardboard mask is complete, then you need to think about finishing your mask with color. I chose acrylic paint. Other choices in coloring your mask might include tempera paint, oil pastels, Sharpie markers, Crayola markers, or crayons. The colors in African masks are said to have symbolic meaning. Red is said to represent passion, bloodshed, and death. Purple is said to represent femininity and healing. Green represents planting and growth. Gold represents royalty and wealth. Black represents maturity and strength. Blue represents peace and harmony. And white represents purity and healing. Have fun painting your masks. Here's a little bit of insight about African masks and their meaning. In Africa, masks can be traced back to well past Paleolithic times. These art objects were and are still made of various materials. Included are leather, metal, fabric, and various types of wood. African masks are considered amongst the finest creations in all the art world and are highly sought after by art collectors. Many of the pieces, some replicas, can be viewed in museums and art galleries in many parts of the world. Masking ceremonies in Africa have great cultural and traditional significance. Latest developments and understanding of aesthetic principles, religious and ceremonial values have brought about a greater insight into the ideas and moral values that African artists express in their art. During celebrations, initiations, crop harvesting, war preparation, peace and troubled times, African masks are worn by a chosen or initiated dancer. It can be worn in 3 different ways: vertically covering the face as helmets, encasing the entire head, and as crests resting upon the head, which was commonly covered by material as part of the disguise. African masks often represent a spirit, and it is strongly believed that the spirit of the ancestors possesses the wearer. Ritual ceremonies generally depict deities, spirits of ancestors, mythological beings, good and or evil, the dead, animal spirits, and other beings believed to have power or humanity. Masks of human ancestors or totem ancestors, beings or animals to which a clan or family traces its ancestry, are often objects of family pride when they are regarded as the dwelling of the spirit they represent. The masks may be honored with ceremonies and gifts. During the mask ceremony, the dancer goes into deep trance, and during this state of mind, he communicates with his ancestors. A wise man or translator sometimes accompanies the wearer of the mask during the ritual. The dancer brings forth messages of wisdom from his ancestors. Often, the messages are grunted utterances, and the translator will accurately decipher the meaning of the message. Rituals and ceremonies are always accompanied with song, dance, and music, played with traditional African musical instruments. For thousands of years, rituals and ceremonies was, and to the lesser extent, is still an integral part of African life. Once you're done painting your mask, then you can add decorative items to your mask. I'm using raffia to add to the holes that I punched earlier in my mask. I take the raffia, fold it in half, and then push it through the hole, creating a loop on the other side. Then I take the end of the raffia and pull it through the loop, and then pull that tight against the cardboard. Just be careful not to pull too hard or rip through the cardboard. Have fun adding decorative items to your mask. Be creative. Once you're done making your mask, it might be kind of fun to write a folk tale. Folk tales are often used as a vehicle for transmitting and preserving shared values and collective experiences. I posted a couple of folk tales in your Google Doc. One of them is called Why the Sun and the Moon Live in the Sky, and the other is called A Story, an African Tale. Enjoy listening to these folk tales and have fun creating your own.